Mayor, I think we have everybody.
One moment, please. One moment.
Mark will need a few minutes to start the
All right,
recording.
so is everyone with us now?
Mark, are we recording?
All right, is everyone there? Councilmember, where's Vice Mayor Hernandez and Councilmember Monica Garcia?
I'm here.
So we're waiting for Councilmember Marlene Garcia. Monica?
I'm here, Mayor. I'm here.
Okay, thank you. All right, so one moment. Alrighty, first of all, I want to say good evening to everyone. At this point, I'd like to open up the Baldwin Park City Council regular virtual meeting. The time is 7 o'clock, and I will also like to open it the Housing Authority and the Finance Authority concurrent. So, one moment, I'm gonna move myself here real quick. So at this point, one moment. Move myself here. Right, at this point, I'd like to go ahead and sorry, moving along here. Okay, at this point, I will go ahead and ask that we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right, place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so at this point, I want to say I will ask our Dr. Paul Flores to lead us in an invocation. And thank you for joining us, Doctor.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mayor. Let's pray. Gracious God, we thank you for today and an opportunity we have to meet as a city and as a city council, Lord. Thank you for those that serve in public office and those that seek counsel and wisdom, Lord, in moving forward the mission and purpose of the city. Lord, we come to understand, Lord, we are in severe pandemic times, Lord, and we have residents and members of our Baldwin Park family, Lord, who have been stricken with the virus and some who have lost family members. We seek healing today. We seek restoration today, Lord. We need a redeemer, Lord, to bring us back together, Lord. Lord, please, Lord, have mercy and grace upon us. Gracias, Señor, por este privilegio, Señor, para participar en la comunidad de Baldwin Park. Gracias por los siervos aquí, Señor, y todos para participar, todos para la honra y su gloria, Lord. We thank you for all these things, Lord. We commit this time to you in the wonderful name of Jesus Christ, who taught us how to pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pastor Flores, as always, and thank you for the prayers and special recognition for the continued contribution to our community, the food bank out of Church of the Redeemer. So please thank all the parishioners there. Thank you very much. All right. So at this point, I will ask our deputy, city clerk, Ms. Lulu, if she could conduct roll call.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Avila.
I will go ahead and move to excuse her.
Councilmember Ayala.
Here.
Councilmember Garcia. Councilmember Garcia.
I'm seeing her online.
Here.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez.
Present.
And Mayor,
I'm here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor Lozano.
Present. Thank you very much. Thank you. All righty. Thank you. Okay, so at this point, moving along with the agenda, we don't have any presentations. So I will go ahead and we'll go. Yes, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm sorry. We had asked, I'd been asked to give a quick update on the what's going on with the health department and the COVID cases. I have a short PowerPoint. I could just give you all an update. As you know, unfortunately, cases have been spiking Hospitalizations are approaching an all-time high. So yesterday, the health department issued some revised orders, and unfortunately, this is rolling things back and closing back down certain operations. This affects shopping centers, hair salons, barber shops, gyms and fitness centers, and personal care establishments. Basically, all businesses must be closed until further noticed. Inside shopping malls are closed unless the business has an access directly to the outside. They could use it for curbside pickup. Hair salons, barber shops may be open for outdoor operations only. Indoor operations for those businesses are now closed. Fitness facilities and private gyms, again, those are only open for outdoor operations. Indoor facilities are closed until further notice. And then the personal care, including nail salons, tanning, skin care, cosmetology, etc. Those also are closed for indoor operations and are only open for outdoor purposes only. So this is the latest information, and it's sort of a day-by-day analysis that the health department is doing, hoping that they can keep these cases from increasing. With that, if there's any questions or comments.
Right. Thank you, Shannon. At this point, would like to also close on behalf of several residents in the city of Baldwin Park. The first one, the Fajardo family. We have Jose Manuel Franco, who succumbed to illness. This is a very known family in Baldwin Park, so our condolences goes out to the family. And the second one that I have, it's my aunt, Linda Rodriguez, who succumbed to COVID-19 during the weekday. We also have we have our sister city, the mayor, Armando Delgadillo. His mother passed in Nochislan, Zacatecas, Mexico. So our condolences goes out to the mayor's mother. So again, there's a lot of tragic things that have happened with COVID-19, and very important for us. And thank you for sharing that, Shannon. Is we must continue to make certain that we are 6 feet distance and continue to wear a mask, even though as uncomfortable as it may be, it literally saves lives. All right,
Mr. Mayor?
so, yes, at this point, Councilmember Hernandez, sir.
Thank you, sir. Just back to the presentation, Shannon, can we have staff look at creative ways in which, we could help facilitate some of the open space venues for folks, whether it's for dining or whatever the case might be. I don't know if we can do that now, but later, but just if we could look at key corridors that we can do that and what type of, traffic flow that will look like for when we, come back to the new normal, whatever that might be, as again, this changes from, a couple weeks to weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, and I can have Ben send out this information separately, but I know him and his staff have already been working on this, have also reached out to some businesses, giving them information on outdoor dining permits, and if they want to temporarily expand the outdoor dining areas into parking, for example, they can do that. And we've also, we'll be waiving their permit to do so. So we'll have that information for you.
Perfect.
Mayor, if I may. Mayor?
So, is this Marie?
Yes, this is me. I also would like to close in memory of my son-in-law's dad. He passed away yesterday, Mr. Carl Caston. He was from South El Monte, and he passed away at 93, not from the COVID, but just different reasons. But I would like to have him in memory of Mr. Carl Caston. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I forgot one last one. An individual that was here at the opening of the art center when we renovated. This person, Robert Troms, passed this week. He was the featured artist when we opened up the Ark. He provided the city we provided him with a plaque, and of course he also did an image of me, which is located in the Ark at the conference room on the second floor. Now, what was unique about this person is that he had no paraplegic, so had no movement of his arms whatsoever. So it did everything with his feet, and he painted this drawing. So he is very well known. I'll just read a little here. Robert is a recipient of the 2007 Lifetime Achievement Award from Rancho Los Amigos Hospital Foundation for his commitment and advocacy to the arts. Robert's story began in Los Angeles in 1969, when as a 15-year-old boy, a high school football accident resulted in 2 broken bones in his neck, leaving him quadriplegic. Since this life-changing event, he has become a prolific mouth painter, creating over 1,000 paintings over the 20-year span, many of which have prominently been displayed in the galleries across the country. And just yes, correction, with his mouth. So he literally got at the actual paintbrush and did it all. So if you haven't had an opportunity to see that actual painting that did of me, you get an opportunity. I remember when he asked me, I actually kind of laughed. I said, "What, really? You want to do one of me?" And it's an incredible painting just to see that painting. So our deepest condolences goes out to this person, a legend, an artist, and we will most sincerely miss him as well. All right. So, council members, have anyone else they wishing to close on behalf? If not, at this point, we'll go ahead and move on with the agenda. We do not have any presentation, so at this point, I will go ahead and open up the public communication. From my understanding, we do have several individuals that would like to speak for the open public communication. So at this point, I'm not certain who is handling the calls.
I am.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, Deputy City Clerk Lulu. We've changed the procedure a little bit. Some public have voiced their wish to be able to be heard in person. So Lulu will be calling them and giving them their 3 minutes of public communications.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, so the first speaker is John Rios, and I'm contacting him now.
All righty.
Hello.
Mr. Rios, it's Manuel Lozano, and thank you very much for joining us under public communication. So we'll go ahead and if you'd like to say some words, you have approximately 3 minutes.
I would like to talk in Spanish and then translate it into English after I finish.
Yeah, you know what? At this
Yes.
point, yes, you may.
Yes, if you could go ahead and speak for 3 minutes, and then Lulu will do the translation.
Could Viña do it?
With who? Oh, Avila. No, Avila is not here today.
Not there today?
No, Councilmember Avila is not here today.
Okay, then let me talk in Spanish then. Thank you for calling, for one thing. Muchas gracias. Una cosa que quería mencionar y quería la comunidad de Bombach mirar cuánto están robando ustedes, cuando el jefe de policía que se salió el pobre, no pobre, pero estuvo vivo de salirse en medical leave. La cosa es que ni un policía que pueda venir de jefe de policía va a ser policía, porque ustedes están dañados. Ustedes tienen el cáncer y el cáncer comienza con usted. García, Hernández, y ahora la Jenny. La cosa es que ustedes no comprenden la comunidad, ya están cansada la comunidad. Estoy cansado, no nomás yo, pero toda la comunidad aquí en mi barrio. Una de las cosas que necesitamos hacer es ustedes bajarse de las sillas. Usted es muy racista, no quiere a los güeros, no quiere ni a los mexicanos, no quiere ni a los filipinos ni a los chinos. Y lo que más me duele es que tampoco tiene respeto a las mujeres. la señorita Hernández ahora, que tampoco tiene respeto a las mujeres y no tiene respeto a la comunidad, a la gente mayor. Lo he mirado y hemos querido hablar con él y mejor se va. No quiero ir a la comunidad. Por ahorita es todo lo que tengo que decir. Hay la next meeting, entonces hablamos y a ver si está la señora Ávila allí. Muchas gracias y que pasen buenas noches.
Thank you very much and good evening. Muchas gracias. All right. So at this point, are we translating? Oh, okay, sorry about that. Are we translating?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you for calling. One thing I want the community to know how much you are stealing. The chief of police left on medical leave. You have a cancer within, and that's why you cannot keep a chief of police. The community is tired, not just me, but the entire neighborhood. One thing needed to happen is that you need to leave your chair. You are racist. You don't like Caucasians, Chinese, and I'm sorry I missed the other. And the most thing that affects me is that you don't respect the community or the women. Mr. Hernandez doesn't have respect for the women either or the elderly. I tried to communicate with him and he disregards me. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a good night, and hopefully next time Ms. Avila is present.
Thank you very much for the translation. All right. So I believe we have several others.
We have one more. Let me go ahead and make that call.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mayor, this is Mr. Javier Navarro.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Navarro, good evening. This is Manuel Lozano, Mayor of the City of Baldwin Park. We're calling you. You wish to participate in our 3-minute public communication. So this is your opportunity, sir. How are you?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I just wanted to say that thank you for bringing the senior program from the CDBC-CV for the senior delivery program to Baldwin Park. And I wanted to ask you, the members there, if there's any way to keep the program going just a little bit longer, especially after the news that we got on Monday from the governor, because it looks like we're going to be on lockdown for a couple of more months. And I also want to thank Manny Carrillo and Maria Moreno, and especially Irma Garcia at the Senior Center and her staff for everything that they do for the Wednesday delivery from the WCA, and also on Thursdays. I mean, I can see every Wednesday when I'm there how hard they work preparing everything for the meals that the seniors. I mean, they really appreciate those meals. So if there's anything you can do to keep this program going a little bit longer for the Thursday delivery, that would be great. Because Irma, she gets phone calls that they appreciate it. It really helps, especially now that they're stuck at home and their electric bills are going up higher because they're there all the time. And basically that's it.
Right.
Oh, and also one more thing, the new marquee at the Morgan Park, it looks great. So let's start using it.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
it. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Mr. Navarro. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Under public communication. Thank you very much. All right. Deputy City Clerk, do we have others?
That concludes the public communication portion.
That concludes. All right. So at this point, I will go ahead and now close the public communication. I just want to say a couple of things. Mr. Rios, who spoke, who obviously has his own opinion, and I respect his opinion. The Constitution of the state of California, the Constitution of the United States of America is very unique. First Amendment allows you, any person, to come online or come in person and create your own narrative, whether it's false or true. And in this case, everything that Mr. Rios presented is false information, but that's understandable. The Constitution allows him to come here and fabricate, or let me better said, outright lie. That's part of the Constitution that allows the right. We, as politicians, have no recourse whatsoever. Now, Mr. Reels, and I'm hoping that you're hearing this, when you're saying Mr. Hernandez or Ms. Gina Yala, they, first of all, were not involved in any of what the comments that you made here. The police department, the chief made his own, the chief had not been fired, and that's still being mitigated, so I can't go into much information due to confidentiality. However, I will say that the police chief that I supported wholeheartedly, the first female in the city of Baldwin Park, Lily Hatzel, was supported by Councilmember Monica Garcia. The persons that voted her out in a democratic process was then Councilmember Susan Rubio, who's currently a senator, former Councilmember Cruz Baca, who is no longer on the city council, and also Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. And the dissenting votes were both Councilmember Monica Garcia and myself, so that people know, because unfortunately, misinformation out there, and you deserve to know the truth. Maybe you were given the wrong information, so that's how that occurred. Another chief, Mr. David Salcido, another, and by the way, before I move on, Lily Hatzel was an exceptional police chief, and I admire her for the job and for who she was as an individual. She was a principled person, and I will say she was 100%. David Salcido, once also a police chief, another person with an exceptional and impeccable background, no different than Police Chief Lily Hatzel, was also let go. Again, democratic process. You have 5 council members on the city council, you have the mayor, and you have 4 council members. In this case, the individuals that chose to remove Police Chief Salcido were the following: Cruz Baca, Councilmember Susan Rubio, and Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. The dissenting votes, meaning the persons that did not go along with the removal of the police chief or termination of that police chief, was Councilmember Monica Garcia and myself, Manuel Lozano. So that Mr. Rios, that you understand the history of the city of Baldwin Park. And I just want to also mention the Tribune got it all wrong. Well, again, what do we expect from the local newspaper? When they mention the number of chiefs that we have gone by, they need to distinguish between an acting chief and between an interim chief and an actual chief that's been appointed, because the number you have is misleading and wrong. So again, where are those journalists that used to do their homework? And I can't remember some ones that the Tribune had that were incredibly awesome. And one of them was a female. I cannot remember her name, but the next time around, I will mention that so that everyone knows. I will be featuring this on video so that people throughout the region understand the actual process itself. Yes, the $7 million that Lily Hatzel has cost us, those 3 council members that I just mentioned are the ones ultimately responsible. However, the good part about it is that the city of Baldwin Park has chose to challenge that. So we've appealed it, meaning no one has been paid out $7 million. As a matter of fact, we don't even know if that will ultimately be paid off, or a lot less than that. So that's still mitigation in the court. With reference to Chief Salcido, that is still being mitigated. We're looking at a trial. So we'll see what transpires out of that. And just a real quick one, just mind everyone, the city of Baldwin Park is self-insured up to $300,000. And from there, you have an insurance that various cities participate in. So that's something for our community to know. And again, Mr. Reels, I hope you documented what I'm saying. I believe this will be on YouTube. So hopefully you could be able to look at. Now, if you have, or I challenge you, if you have any documents that could prove otherwise, please present them. It's something to voice it online, but if you're a principal person, present the documents to the city of Baldwin Park so we're able to share them. Mr. Navarro, first of all, I want to thank you very much for complimenting the excellent program that is being led by by Mr. Manny Carrillo, Maria, and a multitude of other staff. The team is incredible. Yes, we will be talking about continuing the program. As we know, as mentioned by the CEO at the beginning, we basically have come down to another lot. We want to make certain that we continue serving our community, serving those in need, and providing the foods that will assist the residents. So it's very, very important that we continue with this program. And we'll be looking at a lot of different other areas besides that as well. At the end, I will be mentioning, residents have asked me regarding the street sweeper. I think we're going to probably have to extend that since we have a lot more people that are staying home. But a reminder, I'll conclude to the residents. Very important for us to continue to recognize not to be around major gatherings, and we must wear that mask. And it's important for everyone, because if you are asymptomatic, you may be out there spreading that and you don't know. So it's very important. So on that note, I will end and we'll continue on with the meeting. All right, thank you very much.
Mayor.
Yes,
Mayor.
Councilmember Monica Garcia, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I just wanted to reiterate what you said earlier. And once again, just state for the record that Chief Lily Hatzel served as chief of police between 2008 and 2013, which at that time she had our support, yours and mine, Mayor. And in 2013, she was terminated by 3 members of the council, Susan Rubio, Cruz Baca, and Ricardo Pacheco. That then led to a lawsuit. And that lawsuit led to the $7 million verdict. Like the mayor said, now we're looking to see how much the city will actually pay. But I want to just repeat and reiterate that that lawsuit came about because of 3 individuals, not including the mayor and I. Again, I'll repeat the name of those individuals who terminated Chief Lily Hatzel, which led to that lawsuit and the $7 million verdict. Susan Rubio, Cruz Baca, and Ricardo Pacheco. Secondly, you also mentioned the other chief. There's another lawsuit that is underway involving David Salcedo, former chief, also terminated by the 3 individuals that I just named. Susan Rubio, Cruz Baca, Ricardo Pacheco ending, and we don't know what the outcome will be. But I think it's important to state for the record, because as you mentioned, Mayor, this information gets skewed and it actually gets misrepresented. It's no surprise that that happens, because again, you know, these are the outlets that one of them referred to our city with a gang moniker and fought with us because they did not want to stop using a gang moniker when they referred to our city. So that's what we're dealing with. But again, I think it's important to state for the record, that is the fact, that is the truth. It's city it's, you know, documented in city records. And so let's just not, you know, let's just not forget that. For those who want to throw out, you know, the challenges that we've had with our chief of police and our police department, I agree. And that was one of the reasons why I have really tried to bring stability when it comes to this position. And that's why I opposed the termination of Chief Lily Hatzel and David Salcedo, and why I tried to bring stability with other chiefs of police. Anyway, just wanted to really reiterate that, repeat that, and I will do that time and again, because I think it's important to put the truth and the facts out there. Thank you.
Absolutely, and I guess the saying goes, documents don't lie, people do, similar to Mr. Rios. So I want to end on that note. And thank you, Council Member Monica Garcia. So at this point, we'll go ahead.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, so sorry about that. Council Member Hernandez, sir.
No, thank you very much. Again, just for the public's information, you know, again, we are working in regards to understanding a type of plan in which we could perhaps, you know, discuss at a later council meeting, you know, some sort of either rental assistance or mortgage assistance, or some sort of assistance for residential and perhaps even commercial. You know, right now we don't have any identified money necessarily, but you know, we've been talking about this, you know, with staff, you know, individually and also as a group, I think in past meetings. So I just want to make sure that the public understands that we're still working in these efforts. So when, you know, new money does come out, and it looks like there might be another round of funding through the care funds and others, that we are at least in a position ready to act, at least on, you know, in policy. And it's just a matter of, you know, looking for funds that can help our community as we're, you know, continue to move through this very fluid COVID event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Mayor Hernandez, and the City Council will continue actively along with staff to make certain that we provide the necessities for our community. Of course, we're shutting down. There's the continued unemployment, and these are very crucial areas that we need to look at for our community. All right, thank you very much. And before I forget, I forgot to also include exclude out of any of these lawsuits Council Member Alejandra Avila, Council Member Paul Hernandez, Council Member Gina Ayala, because I know their names were mentioned, have nothing to do with it, just like Council Member Alejandra. Just so for the record, and that people know what truly happened there. All right, so at this point, council members, if you don't have any other further questions, I will go ahead and go into we have consent calendar, and we have
Mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
Recreation and Community Services has an item I understand came up after the posting of the agenda, and it's urgent that we hear it tonight. They sent that information up to you. I think either Manny Carrillo or the city attorney might have more to add, but we'll be asking you to vote for votes to add that to the consent calendar.
Yeah, let me go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and add
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead, legal counsel.
If I may lay the foundation for the urgency matter, we're doing this MOU with a couple other cities. One of the other cities contacted us after the agenda was posted and told us that they needed us to pass this today in order that they not be negatively impacted. So that came up after the agenda was posted, which serves as the basis for the urgency item. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Real quick, so it's the agenda that I'm looking on the screen at this point. Am I correct? Is this a particular? So at this point,
that's correct, Mayor.
Go ahead and make a motion. Go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and bring this item on the table. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by who?
Vice Mayor.
At this point, I'll have the Deputy City Clerk take roll call.
Member Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez,
Yes.
and Mayor Lozano.
Yes, thank you. Why don't we go ahead and go into let's go ahead and address this one. So I guess I'll make a motion to go directly into this subject prior to going to consent calendar. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and address the agendized notice with urgency to the agenda for the homeless cities ballpark. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass this and to address it now. That's my motion.
Mr. Mayor, can we ask
Second.
staff?
Mr. Mayor, we need a 4/5 urgency vote to add it to the agenda, then make it an item on the agenda. Then you can take it up once it's on the agenda.
We already did that first vote.
Oh, you did the 4/5?
Yes, we did.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All righty. All right. So at this point, we'll go ahead and address this. Who is going to be addressing this?
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, this is Manny Carrillo, and I'm going to pass this item on to Eureka Ruiz Esparza. She is our supervisor in charge of this project. And Eureka, are you live?
I am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So what you see, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, what you see before you is the memorandum of understanding between the cities of Baldwin Park, El Monte, and South El Monte. As you know, the county Measure H funded us last year with a generous grant donation to support homeless services funding. So this MOU will officially connect the three cities with a binding agreement to ensure that the Measure H grant funds can be implemented, especially during this time of great need. We want to ensure that we expedite the services that are going to be rendered to the families and individuals in Baldwin Park.
All right. Thank you. Council members, first of all, let me just share, this is so important, and I'm glad that we're having South El Monte and the city of El Monte. Of course, we're neighboring communities that are going to participate. This is going to be an important step, utilizing those funds and being able to house homeless that all three cities, and of course throughout the county, for that matter, throughout the state, are addressing. Council members, have any questions? If not at this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass on the homeless cohort cities, Baldwin Park and El Monte and South El Monte, to implement the Measure H, Cities Homeless Plan Grant Fund. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second. I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Monica Garcia. Any objections? Seeing none, at this point, I will go ahead, Madam City Clerk. Roll call. I should say Deputy City Clerk. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Councilmember Ayala.
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez.
Yes.
And Mayor Lozano.
Yes. Thank you. The motion passes 4-0. All right. So at this point, we'll go ahead and go into the consent calendars. So we have consent calendars items 1 through 13. Am I correct? Hold on one moment.
Mr. Mayor, can we
1 through
pull?
12.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, real quick. We have it from item 1 through 12. Council members wishing to pull any items?
Yes. Can I do number 6, please?
Okay, number 6 by Councilmember Hernandez, Vice Mayor Hernandez. Anyone else wishing to pull any item?
Mayor?
Yes, yes.
This is Manuel Carrillo. I'd like to add further clarification for item number 7 under fiscal impact, and the item that we added a item number 4, and I am pulling it up as we speak. Let's see here. Item number 4, under the recommendation portion of the staff report, staff added an additional recommendation as number 4 for additional clarification and transparency. And the item is authorize finance director to appropriate funds for the fiscal year 2021 homeless plan implementation for $200,000, Fund 270, Project 16062, as well as homeless prevention, diversion, and rapid housing program for $15,000, Fund 270, Project 16063. This concludes staff's comments. Thank you.
Thank you, and that's for item 4. All right, so at this
Item
point,
7. Thank you.
excuse me. At this point, we'll go ahead and move consent calendar with the exception of items number 4, 6, and 7. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All right. Any objections? Seeing none, so move. At this point, Madam Deputy City Clerk, roll call, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Ayala.
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia.
Yes.
Councilmember Hernandez. I'm sorry,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez. Thank you.
Yes.
Mayor Lozano.
Yes. Okay. The motion passes 4-0. All right. So item number 4. So Manny, do we need further clarification on 4? Allow me to read this one. Item number 4, which was just brought up, the consideration to adopt resolution number 2020-038, authorizing the submittal of the application for funding under permanent local housing allocation, PLHA program to the State of California Department of Housing and Community Department. Manny, you just touched up on that. Am I correct?
No, Mayor, I mentioned number 7. Number 4, I believe, is Ben.
Okay, Ben, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Mayor, Ben, I don't think there's any changes on 4. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so probably never. All right. So at this point, I'll go ahead and move for. I'll make a motion to pass item number 4. That is my motion.
Second.
Okay. At this point, we could have our deputy city clerk roll call.
Mayor, I'm so sorry, but I don't believe number 4 was pulled. It was number 6 and number 7 that were pulled.
But you know what I did? I went ahead and mentioned 4.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Record, yeah, my error. But I just want to make certain. So this one will take a roll call. Sorry about it. Thank you very much.
Councilmember Ayala.
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez.
Yes.
Mayor Lozano.
Yes. Okay. 4-0. Item number 6 by Vice Mayor Hernandez, the approval of the contract for the police helicopter service with the Los Angeles County. Council member.
Thank you. Mr. Hofford, if we can get on the line, Commander. If you could just once again share with us, what this contract does, not only for our community, but also for our fiscal bottom line.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. The police department is facing the pending retirement of our pilot, and the helicopter service is 2 helicopters owned by the city of El Monte. They provide 1 pilot, we provide 1 pilot, and our pilot's been with the helicopter service for about 20 years. He's retiring effective next month, and Because we provide an officer to the helicopter program, our cost is 25 cents per resident of the city. Once we no longer provide a pilot to the program, our cost will triple under the terms of the current memorandum of understanding with the city of El Monte. So we took this time as an opportunity to try to find a way to save the city more money because of the current budget crunch. And when we combine the cost of what the helicopter service is, along with the cost of the pilot who's retiring and whose position will then be frozen, we're looking at saving somewhere in the neighborhood of $215,000 to $220,000 per year to the city. We looked at alternative providers. The county is the obvious choice. They already provide service to many of our neighbors and to the county at large. And one thing I'd just like to point out too, in the staff report, I listed that the average cost of 3 cities that we studied was $13,000. And that's true, but we really kind of have an outlier. West Covina's cost is $32,000 for last year. However, Montebello was only $5,000 and Monterey Park was only $4,000. So I think if we look at the three prices altogether, I think that our average cost is probably skewed a bit high because of West Covina's figure. And the county also does provide free helicopter service for any emergency or life-threatening service or incident, I should say. So we're only really going to be billed for non-emergency calls, such as if we want the helicopter to take pictures overhead of a scene or something to that effect. So it's a big cost savings for the city. And with that, if you have any questions, I'll take them.
No, thank you very much. I have no further questions.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
At this point, no further questions. Can we entertain a motion for item number 6 by Vice Mayor? Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Motion. Okay, we have motion by Vice Mayor. Is there a second? Hello? Hello?
I'll second.
All right, seconded by Council Member Ms. Gina Ayala. At this point, Deputy City Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez,
Yes.
and Mayor Lozano.
Yes, thank you very much. And this will allow the city to extend its services. And we will also recognize and thank the city of El Monte. We were with the helicopter team for many, many years. I was part of that when it was first initiated. So again, times have changed and we are seeing our neighbors, West Covina, who are currently benefiting from the sheriff helicopter. So thank you very much, Commander, and please thank all the participants that assisted in making this happen. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so at this point, we'll go ahead and go over to item number 7, which is the approval to enter into an agreement between the city of Baldwin Park and the San Gabriel Council of Governments homeless program. So at this point, I think Mr. Manny Carrillo, did you have anything further to say regarding this particular subject?
Unmute. No, Mayor, I did not have anything else.
All right.
Thank you.
So at this point, unless anyone has any questions, I'll go ahead and move for approval. That is my motion.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Monica Garcia. So any objections? Seeing none. So at this point, I will ask Deputy City Clerk roll call.
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez,
Yes.
and Mayor Lozano.
Yes, the motion passes 4-0. All righty. Okay. All right. So moving along.
Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Item 13 is a joint public hearing with the members of the Housing Authority and the City Council. Rose Tam is here if you have any questions on that. We would need to open both the agencies and open the public hearing. And I believe there's a script from the agenda that needs to be read regarding the Housing and Financing Authority.
Or the government code?
Correct.
All right, one moment, please. Be right with you. Okay. All right, the council as also members of the board of directors of the Housing Authority and Finance Authority, which are concurrently convening with the city council and this evening, and each council member is paid an additional stipend of $30 for attending the Housing Authority meeting and $50 for attending the Finance Authority meeting. All right, thank you very much for that. So at this point, we'll go ahead and open up the the public hearing regarding the joint updates of the City of Baldwin Parks and Baldwin Parks Housing Authority citywide fee schedule based on Consumer Price Index, CIP, and other adjustments. So at this point, I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. And Deputy City Clerk, has anyone called in or sent in any information regarding this public hearing?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, so that's in favor and opposing. Any mails or any calls regarding the subject?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you very much, our Deputy City Clerk. All right, so at this point, I'll go ahead and council members have any questions?
Mr. Mayor, could we close the public hearing?
No, sorry about that. Yes, thank you very much. At this point, would like to close the public hearing. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Monica Garcia. Any objections? All right, at this point, we'll have Madam Deputy City Clerk take roll call.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
And Mayor Lozano?
The motion passes 4-0. All right, so closing it at this point, I'll go ahead and move. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hold on. I can really see this right here. The Baldwin Park, the joint public hearing with the members of the Housing Authority and approve the proposed updated citywide fee schedule and corresponding resolutions number CC 2020-036 and HA 2020-002, item number 4 on the Housing Authority agenda. That is my motion. Is there
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor. Any objections? All right, so at this point, I have Deputy City Clerk take roll call, please.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
And Mayor Lozano?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. So the motion passes 4-0. All right. So we'll go over to, am I going to item 14? Am I correct?
That's
Yes,
correct.
Mayor.
All right. Thank you, because next on my agenda here. All right. The next one is the 5-year capital improvement project CIP proposed budget for fiscal year 2020-21 to 2024-25. So this one is Rolls Tram, or who's going to be doing this?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Sam Gutierrez, Public Works Director, gave a presentation at the 5 o'clock study session covering this item in detail. If there's any other questions, he's here to answer those questions on this subject, but it's brought back to this meeting for your approval.
That is correct. All right. The council members have any questions? All right, this will also be posted just to let the general.
I think we've gone ahead and asked them already.
All right, thank you. So at this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion, recommend that the city council approve.
I was just saying, I think we've asked our questions.
Yes, thank you. At this point, I'll make a motion. City council approve the 5-year CIP.
Second.
Oh, okay, so it's been seconded. Any objections?
I'm so sorry, Mayor, but you have to open the public hearing.
Yes, okay. So at this point, I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing regarding the 5-year capital improvement project CIP proposed budget for fiscal year 2020-21 to 2024-25. So at this point, Deputy City Clerk, have we received any in favor or any opposed from the general public?
We have not received any in favor or any in opposition.
All right, so at this point, I will now close the public hearing. We'll go back there. There was a motion to pass. It was seconded by Councilmember Monica Garcia. Are there any objections? If not, at this point, I will ask Deputy City Clerk to take roll call.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia? I'm sorry, Councilmember Garcia, we didn't get that.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
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 Mayor Lozano?
Yes, thank you. The motion passes 4-0. All right, thank you. At this point, we go down to reports of officers. Item 14, the approval, one more, please. Approval and adopt a resolution number 2020-037 entitled, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Baldwin Park, California, appointing representatives. You know what, allow me to make a motion, since we don't have Councilmember Avila here, and I know she wants to participate in various committees. Let's bring this to the following meeting.
Mayor.
Yes.
I am I'm the representative for the San Gabriel Valley Council of Government,
Yes, ma'am.
and Alejandra Avila, Councilmember Avila, is the alternate. And I did ask her if she wanted to become the representative, which she says she's not able to. So I wanted to ask the newly appointed Councilmember Ayala if you were interested in that. And they meet, I think it's the third Thursday of every month, and it's by Zoom. So I wanted to offer that to you if that was of interest.
My only question is, what time are those meetings held?
They're at 7, or usually they're like between 5, 6, 7. It kind of varies. And it could go a couple of hours.
Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So at this point, is it a decision that could wait? Can we go ahead and wait for the following meeting and then make it official at that time?
Sure. Or we can just take that one item, Mayor, and then I'll stay as an alternate, and then we have a new representative, and this way she can participate, at the next meeting, and it'll be arranged for her.
All right. So at this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion for that, so we could bring that particular title out. Councilmember Monica Garcia.
Okay. So my motion is to nominate Councilmember Jean Ayala to be the representative for the San Gabriel Valley Council of Government. And then I'll remain as alternate. That's my motion.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor Hernandez. Any objections? If not, this one, we'll have Deputy City Clerk take roll call. Thank you.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
Mayor Lozano?
Yes. Okay, the motion passes 4-0. So at this point, let's go back. I want to go ahead and make a motion to bring this back so that we have Councilmember Avila participate in the various committees. So that is seconded by Vice Mayor. Any objections? If not, at this point, I will ask for roll call from our Deputy City Clerk, Ms. Lulu. Thank you.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
Mayor Lozano?
Yes, thank you very much. All right, so the motion passes 4-0 for the following meeting. All right, thank you. At this point, we'll go ahead and go to the next item, which is the City Council acting as a successor agency of the dissolved Community Development Commission consent calendar. So we have 2 of the items here: the successor agency to the dissolved Community Development Commission of the City of Baldwin Park's Treasury Reports, May 20th. And we also have SA-2 successor agency to dissolve the Community Development Commission of the City of Baldwin Park's warrants and demands. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass both of the items. That is my motion.
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor. Any objections? If not, this one I'll have a roll call by our Deputy City Clerk, Ms. Hulu. Thank you.
Member Ayala?
Yes.
Member Garcia?
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez?
Yes.
And Chair Lozano?
Yes. All right. The motion passes 4-0. All right. So at this point, council members wishing to, we're going to go into the finance and the housing authority as well. So at this point, council members, I'll go ahead and move for adjournment of the regular city council meeting. That's my motion.
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor Hernandez. Any objections? At this point, I'll go ahead and have our Deputy City Clerk roll call, please.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Hernandez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez? I'm sorry, Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem
Ready?
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
And Mayor Lozano?
Yes. Okay, the motion passes 4-0. Thank you very much. All right, so at this point, we'll open up the Finance Authority virtual meeting. We do have the consent calendars, items 1, which is the Treasurer's Report from May of 2020. So at this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor Hernandez. Any objections? If not, at this point, we'll have roll call from our Deputy City Clerk.
Member Ayala?
Yes.
Member Garcia?
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez?
Yes.
And Chair Lozano?
Yes, thank you very much. The motion passes 4-0. At this point, we'll go ahead and move for adjournment of the Finance Authority. I'll go ahead and entertain a motion. to approve?
Second.
Second, by any objections? If not, at this point, we'll have Madam Deputy City Clerk take roll call.
Member Ayala,
Yes.
Member Garcia,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Yes.
and Chair Lozano.
Yes, the motion passes 4-0. All right, so at this point, I will now go ahead and open up the Baldwin Park Housing Authority virtual meeting. And we do have items, consent calendars, items 1, 2, and 3. That is, we've done the public hearing on this, and so we'll skip that. Am I correct in that one, legal counsel?
That's correct.
Yes, Mayor.
So consent calendars, items 1 and 3, that is my motion to pass. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Gina Ayala. Any objections? If none at this point, I'll go have our Deputy City Clerk take roll call.
Member Ayala,
Yes.
Member Garcia,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hernandez,
Yes.
and Chair Lozano.
Yes, the motion passes 4-0. All right, but thank you very much, members. So at this point, council member, before we end, have any comments they wish to share? Other than, I just want to reiterate, and I think Vice Mayor Hernandez mentioned several of those areas. I want to request that we extend the actual street clean. I know we have it scheduled for August. At this point, we don't know how long the shutdown will continue. It will definitely impact our residents. So I want to go ahead and move that over and right through August, and pending what the state report is regarding the COVID-19. And again, we mentioned we could work with the residents to make sure that we continue with the food program for our seniors as well. Council members have any other questions or anything else they wish to share?
Mayor.
Yes, Council members Gina Ayala.
I would like to also encourage that we continue the senior program as well. I know that it's benefiting a lot of our residents, and I appreciate Mr. Navarro calling in and voicing his comments regarding that. Especially, I know that he highly benefits from our senior center and all those programs. So I want to first thank him, but also encourage us to try to make every effort we can to continue that program as long as we can in whatever manner we deem necessary. The other comment I have is regarding our great staff. As a whole, I think we've really been pulling together to work through this COVID situation, and with our not a full staff in every aspect of it. But I want to highlight our wonderful community enhancement officer, Jose Martinez. And I personally called him. I personally reached out to Shannon and everyone, but so he's aware of my kudos towards him. But he has gone above and beyond, and I'm glad that I can actually sit here and acknowledge him publicly, because I haven't been able to do it before. But he goes above and beyond to make sure that our community is adhering to codes. And if there's ever a question or an issue that I have, he's always there to address it. And I really acknowledge him for his efforts. And I know it's not an easy job. It's not something that people look, kindly upon, but it's something that benefits our community and our residents and everyone. So I just want to publicly acknowledge him for the work that he does and the work that he does for all of us here in Baldwin Park.
Thank you very much.
Mayor.
Thank you for doing it. I just want to share the same thing. Jose does a phenomenal job out in the community. And Commander Hoffert, please extend a hand from the police officers when he is in need out there, because I know they run to very tough situations, and I want to make sure that we're there with them. So I just want to share that as well. One last thing that I want to share is that I want to be. We've talked about police reform, which is like one of the key components. So I'm looking at bringing a survey type that I'm kind of looking at from various cities, so that our residents get the input as to what is their expectations, what do they feel are their priorities of the Baldwin Park Police Department. So that's going to be the beginning of the data that we're looking for from our residents. So it's very important. Hopefully I'll have something like that as soon as I get it all ready and send it to the council members, and we look at it, or look at other potential variables out there. That's very important. We need to hear it directly from the residents. Want to make sure that it's a type of survey that's not easily hacked, or where someone could just submitted. So it has to be an environment where it's controlled, some type of ID number from the residents. So we need that type of input as well as from the business sector. So I'll be sending that out, let everyone know for us to be able to. Yes, council member.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's
I
fine.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay, that's fine.
I wanted to ask about the senior meal delivery program. Is that coming? I mean, is that coming to an end, or is there a deadline on that?
Councilmember Garcia, this is Manuel Carrillo, and yes, we have approximately 10 days left in that particular program.
I see. And how can we extend that?
Well,
or should we?
At the staff level, we're discussing funding sources. So possibly at the future council meeting, we could go ahead and bring that back to the council for approval.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that, Councilmember Monica Garcia. Were you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Carrillo, when was it due to terminate?
We have approximately 10 days left in the program, so in 2 weeks.
All right, so even if we need to have an emergency meeting, let's look, Shannon, for some funds for that. I do believe I overheard, not certain, that the PD, or it came from Daniel, I forget who I heard it from, that there may be some funding coming in. I don't know if it's from the federal government or FEMA or whatever the case may be, due to the COVID-19. So might want to look into whether that's something that will be coming in, and maybe look at using some of those funds. That's if we get that funds. If not, let's look somewhere else. How much are we talking about, Manny? Say we extend it for the next 2 months.
We are spending approximately $5,000 to $6,000 a month. So it's not to say we can't a week. It's not to say we can't administer the program for slightly less, $3,500, $4,000 a week. But that is what we're spending approximately.
Right. So Shannon, let's look and see where we could fund it, at least for the next month, and assess it from there if we're able to locate other funds, because we don't. This COVID-19 has really hit the community, and I just also mentioned a couple of other things. I want to thank, first of all,
Mayor.
Oh, yes. I just need to finish up real quick.
Go ahead.
Just want to thank New Beginning Church. Every Friday they have free food. They pack up a box of goods for community. So let's send them out a letter and recognize them. They are also associated with I can't think of the organization that's affiliated with them. And of course, and then the one that's every 2 weeks, Arte, I can't remember the full name, Ms. Ayala, that we participate every 2 weeks over at the Terry Muse Center. So
Arte Community Church.
Yes, send a pastor. Incredible program. And as I mentioned earlier, also Pastor Flores, who's also has the food bank and a lot of volunteers in that area. So these are organizations that are assisting in our community, and it's very important for us to make certain that we support them just like they do for our community. At this point, I'll give the mic over to Councilmember Monica Garcia.
Yeah, Mayor, just to, going back to the conversation about the meal delivery, I do think that it's important for us to plan for that program to be extended, I would say through January of next year at minimum. And I know that we talked early on, I want to say like in March or April, about stimulus funds that were coming from the federal government, and we were going to consider those funds for the COVID testing site. And so I'm wondering, I think that it was to the tune of like $700,000. And so I'd like to just put that on the table for consideration and see if we can really, plan for this program, because all of our programs are on hold when it comes to the seniors. The meal delivery program is the most critical right now. So I think it would be best for us to look at least through January, if not, even March of next year. So let's look at those stimulus funds and see if that's a possibility. And if not, maybe some CDBG or something.
All right.
Mayor, if I could, yes, that's definitely a possibility. We're looking into that right now. I'm certain that we can find the funding to keep this going. over the next several weeks until we can get this back to the city council with additional funding to bring this program into January. And there was funding set aside for feeding the community, so it may be just moving that money to a different silo. So we will definitely bring that back to you, make that happen.
All righty. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll definitely do that as well. So, and I think that what Councilman Monica Garcia was what I was making reference to, but she clarified that funding. So hopefully that becomes reality, and we'll continue to make certain that we support our community as well.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Vice Mayor Hernandez.
Thank you. As staff's looking at moving money around, can we just make sure that the partners that we've given or allocated CDBG funds, a few months ago, if there's additional need for them, or if they have, if they're meeting their requirements or their targets, otherwise we could, assess that not only just for this program for the seniors, but all the other programs that we made the allocations a few months ago too. So we can do it as a whole, or at least develop a plan of how to attack this.
Yes, and yeah, thank you, Hernandez. Those are very well noted words there. I want to also acknowledge Mr. Ben Martinez. Ben, want to thank you for reaching out to the businesses. Of course, we can't have indoor dining, but outdoors, it's working out great for some of them. So thank you very much for all you do for the community as well. All right, council members have anything else they wish to share before we close? Okay, and if not at this point, I want to thank each and every one of you. And again, once again, to our community, I know it's hard. We need to make sure that we wear our mask at all times, distance ourselves, and avoid major gatherings. That seems to be the biggest problem, and one of the reasons why we are having an uptick with COVID-19. So once again, we got to cover up. Thank you. At this point, I will move to adjourn the city council meeting. That is my motion.
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor. Any objections? And not at this point, Madam City Clerk. Oh, Madam Deputy City Clerk. Roll call.
Councilmember Ayala?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Hernandez?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor Lozano?
Yes, thank you very much. People out there, take care, be safe. Viva Baldwin Park.
Good night, guys.
Viva
Bye.
Baldwin Park.
Hey, take care.
Viva. Thank you.
Viva.